Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and I decided to go live in my tattooed Day of the Dead type of makeup here. It's a tattoo adhesive like stickers. So I got myself a little bit, the left side didn't want to attach itself real well. Hey guys, be sure to comment if you are on. We got 13 so far. I was going to do this live tomorrow. Hey, Mr. Shoddy Red. Y'all probably wondering why I got Halloween mask on still. I wanted to bring some fun to the show. Hey, guys. This was done. They're like some adhesive tattoo stickers type of thing that you put on your face and it sticks. I didn't get it too well, but I kind of got it. Thanks, guys. Y'all are so sweet. I'm glad to be here and to do this today. So I'm going to be doing the first part of the show for those of you that are new and those of you that are rays of light that have been here for quite some time. You know the drill. When I first start the show, I spend like the first 30 to 40 minutes just chatting with you and giving you the tea from spirit. And then I will go ahead and start doing live readings. My way of giving some time back to y'all, and you know, just giving back to the spiritual community. I really enjoy it. If you like this, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Start messaging your friends to come and join, etc., so that way they can all take part of the Tea with Spirit show, the Halloween edition. I was going to do it tomorrow, but I'm actually going to be focusing and concentrating and doing my magic. Tomorrow's a very powerful day. It is Samhain. It is the day where the veil is the thinnest between the world of the living and the dead. So, wow, Micah Cook, thank you so much, sweetheart. She says, I wanted to tell you the reading I did with you last year has come all the way to fruition. That is so great. I don't remember all of the reading. Your name sounds familiar. I remember you. I don't remember everything about the reading, but if you want to leave me a testimonial on my website, that's part of the contest. Tomorrow's the last day to enter. I'm giving someone like a care package of a candle, a pendant, and a free 12-month reading for next year, for 2020. That's like all inclusive for one person. And all you have to do is, if I've read for you or I've given you a free reading here, you can just go over to my website and leave me a testimonial on there. So I really enjoy it, reading all of the testimonials and things like that and how these have impacted y'all. The temperatures, guys, it is going to be, let me see here. It's going to be 38 degrees tonight in South Texas. It's 54 degrees. Can you talk about weird weather? I don't remember having this kind of temperatures, maybe since forever. But I didn't come here today to talk about temperatures. I came here to spill the tea, honey. How you doing? Let me see here. What do you recommend doing on Halloween? I'm going to start doing candle magic now, like tonight. Well, I already have candles set up on my altar. I have them all the time burning, like from the House of Hoodoo and from other places that I also order. Basically, they're like money drawing candles. I have a money drawing candle. I have a health candle going for all of my rays of light. I do pray for y'all, believe it or not, all the time. So I have a healing candle. It's a white candle. And I pray to my ancestors. I'm going to leave an off of an apple, a sliced apple, maybe with some other things on my altar too. I'm just adjusting my bracelet here, so I'm looking down, so I can, you know, make sure that I pray to my ancestors and just give them, you know, the credit they deserve, because the work that I do would not be possible if it wasn't for my ancestors. And the work that a lot of us do out there, that spiritual work, we wouldn't be able to be who we are today or do what we do if it's not for our ancestors. Because when you think about it, you carry, like I've said before, I think on a previous show, you carry your parents' bloodline, you know, then you carry the power and energy from their parents, your grandparents, your great grandparents, and the list goes on all the way back. So it's really great to to honor your ancestors when you're doing magic. But like an orange candle would be really great. You can use some cloves, some garlic. I like to use garlic as well. It just depends. Some cinnamon in a bowl, and then put your candle all around. It's basically dressing up your candle. You can put some oil on your candle. It depends what type of candle you're using. If you're using a 7-day candle, you can dress it with a little bit of herbs, cinnamon. But you don't want to put too much where the wick will actually like burn out and it won't start burning. If you put too much too much herbs, I should say, not junk, herbs inside of the 7-day or 14-day candle that's in a glass form. But if you use like a tapered candle or a pillar candle, you can rub that with oils, different types of oils. For me, I like to use like prosperity oil, also like High John the Conqueror oil. It just depends. Money drawing oil. And then what I do is I can put some herbs. I have like little witch vials of herbs, different types of herbs that I can, kind of dress around the candle and sprinkle around it. Once the oil's there, it kind of works like an adhesive. And so then I just, pray to the candle. You want to, give your energy to that candle. It's specific, and then burn it. And then I also write down sometimes a petition on what I want to do. And you can submerge your candles if they're in a glass, in a little bowl of water. That's what Jessica from the House of Hoodoo, really suggests, because, and I hadn't thought about that, but it really makes sense, because when you use water, it's a spiritual conduit. So it helps that connection to spirit. And this is a very important time. Some of the candles that you buy, they can be beeswax. There's a lot of people out there that sell candles that are beeswax. I use both of them. I don't discriminate on candles, but I really enjoy it. Let me see here. Oh, if you're wanting a reading tomorrow, the sale ends for 33% off of anything in my shop, minus except for emergency readings. Use promo code Spell Squad. Okay. So I got that out of the way. Now I want to show y'all something that I got recently. I had something like an amulet tailored, specifically custom made for myself, from Lunar Dimensions on Instagram. If you don't follow her, her name's Lauren. She's really spectacular, and she makes these unique pendants that are all silversmiths. So I have to show this beauty on camera to you. Can you see that? It has the evil eye. I wanted the evil eye on it to protect against the evil eye and all evil. And then it has the blue moonstone, which it takes like a certain angle to see the colors. See, isn't it beautiful? And here's the back of it. I think the back has a little, you can see it better with the silver, but it's all done. All right, so I got that on. I wanted to show that to y'all. Let me see here. If you have, Imani asked about a white feather, that is a good omen, Imani. If you find any kind of feather, whether it's inside your home or on your path when you're walking outside, basically they are going to be a sign from your angels that they are near and they're helping you, and that they are aware of your situation. Whatever you've been praying or asking for, there's like, hey, we are here. And so it's really good to have them. Somebody asked, do you have contacts in, Shannon? Yes, I do. And these are tattoos. Like they had like a little diamond, a blue diamond. I like blue diamonds. I like diamonds in general. So I put it on there. All right, so let me get to some tea here. The first thing this morning that everybody's been buzzing me and letting me know, Ray, your validation came out correct about Epstein. And trust me, I take no pleasure talking about this being who is now in hell, I would hope, and I'm not going to channel his soul at all, but a lot of people were like, well, you were right, because remember when I did the reading on him months ago, which got demonetized, which I understand why, because it was so controversial, but people were like, you were right. Like, no one believed that he had committed suicide in that prison, or that jail cell. Like, no one believes that crap. Like, everyone knows, more or less the consensus is that he was murdered, but to be silenced, because imagine how many people were going to go down. Well, this morning, I think it was like 2 a.m, I got it, or maybe a little bit later, I got a notification from Fox News basically saying that some former, what was it? Let me see. I'm trying to find it here. It was under Fox News. Where is it? Basically, it basically boiled down to was that someone that was like a former, what do you call that, autopsy, whatever they call that, when you do the autopsies, like medical examiner or whatever, they did some kind of study of the case, and they were like, basically it was a homicide. um, so that was validation there that it was not suicide. Coroner, thank you, Shannon. Sometimes I get a little bit of brain fog and I'm like, what is the word I'm looking for? But basically that's what happened. Janet, you're like, new glasses. No, they're just little tattoos that I got tattooed in my face. I'm just kidding. They're Halloween tattoos. But yeah, uh, definitely he was strangled. He was hit several times. I don't feel like it was just strangulation. He was beaten. And I said that in the reading. And I really feel like that is the truth. He was silenced because there's no way that they were going to allow him to testify or even bring anyone else down. And it's really, really crazy that it has come out. And I fear for that medical examiner that's speaking out, or coroner, whatever he is, like, because when you speak out about something like this, they could potentially come for you. This is bigger than the mafia. This is bigger than the cartel. This is way bigger. Like, this organizations, like I said, if you have not listened to my video on Epstein, go listen to it. It's in my playlist section. You will listen to it. This whole network of powerful men, there's primarily men and some women, who are billionaires and millionaires all across the world. It's like a huge network, and they have no problems hiring people, and they have people everywhere in the prisons. Like, they pay people, how should I say this? Like, um, through the black market, through like hush hush underground, they pay people to take other people out. No matter, like, there's people that are bought easily, and if they don't do it, then they're eliminated. And it's like, it's crazy. Like, people just don't understand the magnitude of this, and it's scary. It really is. That's why I don't talk a lot about it. But really and truly, I really wonder, like, if he's gonna, stay alive, or they're gonna, because he's like anyone that at this point, I feel like that it would be talking about it on, and publicizing, like, through Fox News, and however this is getting out. I feel like they're gonna, they run some danger. Like, people are running danger, specifically like the people that are involved with the editors, the people that are in these social media networks that are feeding these stories and putting them out. They definitely are. They need, hi Nicole. They definitely need to be careful. But it's crazy that yeah, like hitmen now. Exactly. They have their own. It's like, I wouldn't doubt that even people in the mob or the mafia are hired by these these people that are in the black market, like this whole network. People refer to them as the Illuminati. I don't refer to them as that. I refer to them as like a big corrupt network of. It's a network, and it goes bigger than what you would think, and deeper, very deeper. That's why I'm very limited on what I say and what I kind of put out there, because I've been one of the YouTubers out there that has, I think, been one of the most vocal. I think myself and maybe Sloan Bella, I absolutely adore Sloan. But I don't talk about her when a lot of people come to my channel, because I'm not in competition with her. She's doing her own thing, but I really, really have a lot of respect for her and her own insights. They may differ from mine, but they're not that far from the truth, when we get into the channeling and the things that are really going on. So there's a lot of craziness, like wackiness, that's going on in the world. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is the what is it, her name? Supacent, Wazam. She is from New Orleans, the Crayola case. Like, I had done a reading about her, and a lot of people came to me like, Ray, aren't you going to post that what you had basically said in the reading, it was validated? And I'm like, no, because, I really don't feel like I need the validations at this point. My rays of light, those of you that really pay attention to me and follow me, know that I'm the truth. You know that I my validations are left and right. I don't feel like I am at that point in my career where I need the validations to be out for people to see. While it's nice to have that validation, if y'all want to validate or tag me to, certain like articles or things when you find it, I'm all for it. But as far as me, like, kind of like validating, I take no pleasure. I love Supercent, even though I don't know her. And I know that she has a very fierce goddess spirit in her. And I take no pleasure when people go through breakups, or in the past, like when I've posted about celebrity breakups and being validated on my predictions on what I've seen. Um, I don't do it to like make fun or like, ha ha ha, I was right. I do it from a place of love, but to also show and create an awareness to skeptics and people that this is real. Like, this gift is real. I'm not going to always be right about every single thing. And even in private readings, like, there may be some things that don't happen right there and immediately, but, for the most part, I trust my connection with spirit. I trust what I see, and it's not easy, but at the same time, I feel like we are entering a period where I'm just trying to be, do my own thing, stay in my own lane, and do these readings, continue to do them the way that I have. I know I've kind of veered off of the celebrity readings over the last couple of weeks, but I'm going to do them again. I'm going to get into that mode. I was more in the Halloween mode, and then I just had my cards come out, etc. So yeah, I really, really think you guys are so sweet. And like I said, I'm in no competition with Sloan. She's doing her own thing. I think she's fabulous. She's very eccentric like me. She comes from a very raw place when she gives information, and she's fully invested in it. She is, I feel like, a little bit more closer to Hollywood and stuff. So she does get to see a lot more of the things, than I would, because I come from Texas. I'm a country boy from Texas, not country really, but, South Texas. But I really enjoy her above all the other psychics that are on YouTube. She would be the one person that I would love to collaborate at some point. Maybe her team would see this, or someone tags her, etc. Maybe she's not up for that, but whatever the situation, if destiny has it, I would love to like do like an Instagram live with her, and kind of like we can talk about things and kind of start channeling, etc. So I'm always up for that, for collabing. The other, happy birthday, Darlene Rogers. Happy belated birthday. Her name is Sloan Bella. You can check out her. And she's not sponsoring this. I'm not sponsoring, but I'm just, giving credit where credit is due. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that claim to have the gift, etc. But she's one of the rare ones, that is very authentic. I really do feel. All right. So let me get into this. Okay. We are talking about Kim Kardashian. She made TMZ. TMZ. This is kind of like T combined with Psychic Insight. And she sues makeup app for $10 million. How dare you steal my photo? Apparently, it says here her image is worth millions, more than 10 million. And that's why she's suing a makeup app for allegedly jacking one of her pics. Kim claims that the new lawsuit obtained by TMZ iHandy used a 2017 photo of her to promote a makeup and beauty manipulation app, which is especially galling to Kim. And the photo was one she used to promote her own beauty line. Kim's lawyer scoffed at iHandy's defense that it had no idea that it was Kim in the pic they used. The lawsuit said defendant claimed absurdly, as it alleged defense, that they didn't know that the unlicensed, unauthorized photo was they knowingly stole and misappropriated of Kim Kardashian. You see how I told y'all she didn't change one bit? This whole thing, Jesus, I am saved, I am Christian-like, I am Mrs. Kanye West. This whole thing, like, I like him. I don't like her soul that much, but that is what I am talking about, is that she hasn't changed one bit. This whole Kanye thing that he's converted and he's a Christian and blah, 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 and blah, 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 it's malarkey. He's full of it. There are full of it. Like, they will never change being who they are. If she was someone that was saved by Christ, etc., if she was someone that, and I'm just giving the tea the way I see it. Some people may not like it. If she would have, and I wrote an article about this on my website. If you go to my blog about Kanye West being the false Messiah, and how he's, converted and blah, 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 and all this, if it was really true, she could have settled this without having to sue that person. She doesn't really need the money at this point because they are like filthy rich. And I understand why she did it, but at the same time, it doesn't make any sense coming for someone. Karma's going to catch up to them. They could have handled it in some way, maybe with a settlement or etc. But this is all about business for them. It's all about that thirst that for money, etc. On keeping their empire growing while they get richer and other people are suffering. So the fact that she does these little things to, like, like that woman that she supposedly petitioned with Trump or whatever to get her out of, the system and all of this, it's all about the clout and the money and the political drive behind it. It's not because she's being a good person, and she is. Good people don't parade around the news what they do for other people. They don't have to, put it out there. When you start putting it out there, there's a reason. A lot of people like that donate to these charities, and they're like, I donated 10 million to this charity, etc. They're doing it for a reason. Am I right or am I right? Like, that's the tea. Like, that's how I feel about all of this whole situation. Like, you don't have anything really to prove. If you're a celebrity and you're donating to an organization or you're doing these good deeds, you really don't have to come to social media and make like a big press conference about it on how, oh, you helped save someone from prison, or how you are helping and you want to become, this and this and this. Whatever you do, yeah, why announce it? Like, whatever you do, if you're doing it with authentic motives and it's not to kind of like do damage control. I feel like for her and the family and just all of them in general, it's all minus Kylie. Like, that's the only one I think it's like a little bit different than them. But like all the Kardashians, it's all about strategicness. It's all about business. It's all about the next move to keep them, afloat, to keep them above everyone else. It's like we have created them and we keep getting them richer and making them richer, buying their cosmetics, buying into their their perfumes. And they have like a new perfume coming out soon. I'm like, why are we supporting that but we won't support homeless people? That's the mentality in the world. We won't help support homeless people. We don't, do things out of our day for people that really need it out there and volunteering. It's all about this celebrity status. I guarantee you, if people would stop supporting them on some level, they would not have the power that they have today. They are super powerful people in the industry, and they would have no problem, like, using that power to control people. Like, I feel like the Kardashians are going to continue to have scandals, and there's going to be ugly. It's going to be very ugly when they come out. When at some point the E Network and them are going to sever contracts. It's going to come a time, and you're going to remember this live that I said this. At some point, the E Network and them are going to cut ties, and the Kardashian show is coming to an end. It may not happen right away, but it will happen. And so when it does, I feel like from there, they're going to lose a lot of it. Like, they will probably have individual shows for a while, but then they're going to just disappear from, being in that social media type of frenzy that they're in now. It's like growing, growing, growing. And like, what are they contributing to society? That's the whole thing that I don't understand. People worship them like if they were gods and goddesses, but I don't see it. I don't understand how we can waste. Like, that's why I feel like humanity is so, everyone's trying to emulate the Kardashians. Everyone wants to look like, them in some kind of way. All the cosmetic things, all the things, that is them. If they do it, it's fine. But I also don't feel like they think about like how many people they're influencing on the image of beauty has shifted so much, that you have to be, looking like you got suction on your lips. You have to look like you have, big thighs that are prosthetic thighs, and you got a big booty that is just, fake. And it's like we live in this fakery, in this world of foolery and fakery, and it's just, not helping elevate consciousness. People are more concerned about what they are doing than about focusing on their own life and like really doing something for themselves. All that effort and support that you support other people that are celebrities on these big statuses, what are they doing for you? Like she has shown, like they've shown on their show, moments about going to that place in Los Angeles where it's like homeless people, and how they want to help people. And, like all that on the show, like to me is senseless. Like I said, and I hold true to it. If you're doing it from an authentic place, why show it? Like, why do you need that validation for yourself that, oh, you're a martyr and oh, woe is me, you're helping the world in some kind of way, the way that you're doing it. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Skid Row. Yeah, thank you. I don't buy it one bit. It's good that you're doing that one day out of your life, but how about doing it every day and focusing with all that money, on helping people every single day? And it's crazy, but that's the truth and that's the tea, that's the way I see things. Like all of this is about clout. It's all about money for them and corruption, and they'll continue to have scandals, and there will be people that kind of continue to worship them like if they were their idols and gods. And to me, they're just a group of people that I don't care for. I don't, and I never will. So that's a tea on that. And then we're talking about, if y'all didn't know, there's an article here about Jim Edmonds from speaks out after Megan Edmonds, Megan King Edmonds slams behavior, says drama spiral out of control. If you don't know who Megan Edmonds is, she was in the Real Housewives of Orange County, I believe. I don't watch those shows too much. I know Megan, not personally. I think she's a fabulous person, but to be putting up with all of this is crazy. Like, as far as like Jim Edmonds is concerned, I don't feel like that person will ever change. And I know that he wants to salvage, the marriage, etc. But I don't feel like there's really a lot that can be done, because I feel like, once a cheater, always a cheater. And that infidelity is there. It's crazy. And, at some point, Megan is a beautiful woman, and I feel like she's very powerful, and she's stepping into her power. And I really do see her, kind of getting away from that relationship for the sanity of herself and the children. I feel like anything, she's invested in it still for the children, but she will eventually move on and be happy. And I don't, right now I feel like it's just a very difficult time for her, but I'm praying for her and sending a lot of love. It is on TMZ, so like people, like it's on 2Fab, but that's the article if y'all want to check it out. And I know it's like, it's embarrassing to see, these articles written about people. It's just crazy. Let me see here. Okay, Jeffrey Epstein autopsy expert claims DNA evidence never delivered. Stands by original findings. So I guess that was the person that gave that. I don't know, but it's crazy. Let me see here. Okay, let's see here. Kevin Hart shares of his he was involved in an accident. A lot of people think that he's been cloned for whatever reason, and they're showing like here on TMZ, like there's a video which were reasons I cannot, obviously reasons I can't show this on here, but he's going through physical therapy, and he says, I'm thankful to still be alive. I'm just gonna say it, I feel like somebody was out to take him out in some kind of way. Whatever his accident, however it happened, behind that, with Kevin Hart, I know of him. I think he has been like a very TV personality, and he's like isn't he like a comedian or something? But whatever the situation with him is, I feel like somebody wanted to take him out. I don't feel like he has been cloned or replaced. I do feel like there's definitely a long journey for him. There is this, I feel like he is gonna, not be the same as he was before, more gregarious, more of the, outgoing type. This has changed him completely. And I feel like he's going to take things very, very seriously from here on out. So I don't know. Like, I feel like with Kevin Hart, he is going through like a spiritual awakening. It shifted his priorities in life where he was more of the celebrity, etc. I feel like he is going to really just be like an entirely different person when we start seeing him in interviews. When if he starts doing interviews again, it's going to be an entirely different situation when he is coming out and talking about, the accident and what happened. I just, I don't see him wanting to, kind of talk about it too much, but I don't feel like he's going to make 100% recovery. Like, I feel like there would be some other issues down the road that are going to impact his health. I mean, some kind of way. And for him, like, I keep feeling like there would be like intestinal issues, also like the lungs. I don't know if he suffered any like problems with his lungs, but like the chest and the here and the cardiovascular system is like really has been impacted by all of this. I don't know if he had a heart attack at all, but while he was in surgery or whatever, in the hospital. But I feel like there's something with the chest. Something is definitely not right with his heart and the cardiovascular system. And I'm not a doctor again, so this is not a diagnosis, but it is what I'm seeing, And so I feel like for him, thanks, Drama Queen, Ryan Thomas, Kevin helped Tiffany Hadash. Yeah, I like Tiffany. She is really cool. So, I feel like there's a lot of people that really are trying to help him, but I feel like in some kind of ways he's going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Changed. And people are going to wonder, like, why is he changing? Like, why is this happening? Etc. So if you do see any validations of predictions that I made, please email me. Please send me a DM. I don't mind. I just want to know. I like to know about it, but I probably won't publicize it, because I don't want, like, the whole thing is like, I don't want to be obnoxious or come across as that way, like, hey, I told you so, And I think a lot of people, they know by now, like if you listen to my readings, like I've done over 200 celebrity readings, maybe even more than that on this channel. You can go back. A lot of the stuff that I have said has come to pass. But then you'll still have those people that will say, oh, you just took a guess on that. And that you can't convince certain people that, that I have a gift and that spirit is real and that these predictions, etc., are accurate. They are prophetic in some kind of way. Which leads me to the predictions for 2020 about the presidential election, the government, etc. I will be publishing those in the next couple of weeks. In the month of November, I typically publish them on my website, so be sure to check them out. I have a lot of tea about 2020. And I've had a lot of people, wanting me to like give the tea already, but I can't. I have my own specific time when I sit down and I basically sit in a room and I just tune away everything social media wise. And I just sit with spirit and try to see, what I can see for the next year. So I'm reading the comments here. There was a celebrity that was involved in helping the homeless that was attacked by someone. She posted it all over the net. But anyways, help the homeless. Yeah, the homeless definitely need helping. Someone says, Lauren says, please get Prince's book, The Beautiful Ones. It tells us how you feel after reading. Oh, tell us how you feel after you're reading it. He comes through to you. That would be a good way to hear what you think. Yeah. I love that song, by the way, The Beautiful Ones, of Prince. Then let me see here. Can't wait to hear. I do as well. Surely then you will start having streaming issues with YouTube messages. Okay. Yeah, I did this look today. It's not makeup. It's a tattoo, like a temporary tattoo mask for Halloween. It's like an adhesive. You wet the back of it and then you just press it upon your skin and then it transfers easily. They sell them on Amazon. Okay, so I'm just going to go through the actual comments here. Holly Weird, someone said, yeah, really. Okay, let me see if I have any other tea to share here. John Witherspoon, rest his soul. Like I may be doing a reading on him in the next couple of weeks. I don't want to do a reading right now because he just passed. Um, Let me see here. Obama slams out culture, call out culture. That's not activism. President Obama. Yeah, just a lot of other gossip here. And there's something here. Plan B for Kanye West. Plan B is no abortion pill. And he's against abortion. Kanye, I tell you. He's a Gemini, but I don't own we don't know him. We don't know Kanye. Kanye who? So tomorrow's Halloween. What are y'all going to be wearing or dressing up? Are any of you going to dress up at all, or do you feel too grown? This is about the inner child. Like I don't feel like you are ever too old to dress up. Like you can always dress up, and go out, etc. You won't this year, Nikki? I'm a domino. Charlene T says I'm going as myself. Excuse me. I will be doing some readings in a minute. I'm just trying to read what y'all. Someone works, unfortunately. Maybe y'all can dress up for work. A peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I know Jill T. I know of Dolores Cannon. She's was an amazing soul, still is on the other side. She has passed now, but she had a lot of knowledge, a lot of videos about the dimensions, about um, extraterrestrials, consciousness. I watched a lot of her videos when I maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. I went on a binge watch of Dolores Cannon, bless her soul. She's one of the pioneers out there. Trevor Noah, dressing up my cat as a shrimp sushi roll. Y'all be careful. There is a scam artist going on. It's like a Chucky. I've seen it on Facebook several times. It's a company that sells like for your dogs a Chucky type of outfit where it's running with a knife and it looks really funny and hilarious. But a lot of people they order from that company and then they get that costume in the mail for their they don't get the costume in the mail or they get a costume in the mail that's not the one they ordered or they'll get a note saying that their warehouse burned down and they'll ship it out and they never get their package at all. So be careful with that. I can't remember the name of the company, but it was a company out there. Jill T, you said you found out about her 2 years before she passed. Yeah, it's crazy. Goddess of Five, I'm wearing my everyday costume to take the kids trick-or-treating. That's funny. Let me see here. This is my last year. I trick-or-treated every year now. I'm 50, so it's time to stop. You're never too old to trick-or-treat. What about voting for president in America? Do you think it is waste? Well, some people, I'm not going to answer that because a lot of people, feel like if you really can't talk about voting if you don't vote, like you don't have that right, etc. So I say vote. 2020, when it comes around the corner, vote. Even if you feel like it's rigged, even if you feel it's like that, still vote. Vote. That's all I have to say about that. I don't want to get into the political stuff too much, but vote. Okay. Let me see here. I'm voting for Monica. Okay, guys, let me get into the readings. If you want a general reading today, I'm going to be I haven't been using my deck. I will be using my deck here soon, and I may even do like a mini tutorial on how to use my deck. A lot of you've been asking about it, but if you haven't bought a copy, go and buy a copy right now from my website because right now you can get 33% off and get yourself a reading at the same time. But I'm going to be using the Empath Oracle. I love these cards, the Empathic Oracle. by Steve Wilson and Michelle Matuzas. I can't pronunciate these. Okay, let me get the cards. Okay, so if you want a general reading, leave a Halloween emoticon. Or just say general reading. Thank you guys for those of you who are asking general reading, please. Because okay, Consuelo Valdez. She left the pumpkins. I like those pumpkin ones. Consuelo Valdez. Oh, we got a card that popped out for you, Consuelo. Got one here. Okay, and then we got another card here for you. And then I got another card. Okay, so for you, Consuelo, I got the first card was the crown chakra. This is about, like, for me, is recognizing that you are a queen, that you should be treated as such by your family, by people around you. It is also about the crown chakra. The crown chakra is the higher self. It's like right up here, the higher self, the connection to your higher self, to spirit. Notice the color purple. So I feel like this is definitely telling you, for you to recognize your potential. Don't talk negative about yourself. Catch yourself when you're doing that, because sometimes I feel like you may not be motivated or have that self-confidence, etc. Just to remember who you are. You also got the winter card. For me, like, this is talking about the next couple of months and some changes that are coming up for you, Consuelo. So these are positive changes with the deer, and you see here, I don't know if that's a deer. I think it is a deer. It has antlers like in the form of a tree, like branches. To me, it symbolizes growth. Even though they are barren, it is the color white, which is purification, which is angelic. So even though you may be going through some darkness, like you see in the background, it's all through the night and obscurity, there is going to be light there for you. You are going to feel like you are moving ahead and you're shining, even though, like, a lot of the stuff that's been negative in your life, Consuelo, you're leaving it behind over the next couple of months, okay? The last card I got for you is a mask, authenticity. Someone in your life, I feel like, is wearing a mask in some kind of way. Someone is not being authentic, and that is something that I feel like you're going to be seeing. It's going to become a little bit more transparent for you as time progresses. So, I feel like you're going to be able to confront that person, pull the mask off, and get them to maybe be more authentic with you. So this is definitely a very powerful card for you, Consuelo. I hope that this helps. Guys, if you want to donate, feel free to donate. That won't guarantee a reading, but it does go towards my channel to help for content. So let me see who's next. Who's next? Lady Racer. I was drawn to Lady Racer. Lady Racer. Oop, a card came out for you, Lady Racer. Oops. Okay, got a card for you immediately. Lady Racer, I don't know if you lost someone who was male, but that's coming through very strongly. A male that has crossed over. This could be like a father figure or a grandfather figure. And I'm not using the card, but immediately that energy is coming through, Lady Racer. This person is with you. I feel like you would have had some head issues, something on the mental level, not necessarily being mental, but there was something with memory, something with these emotions being very disconnected from people in some kind of way, Lady Racer, and that's coming through very, very strongly, and this person is around you, and they just wanted me to tell you that you are loved by them and that they are around you. So if you can't put two and two, just hold on to it, okay? But whatever it is, it was about the head, and that's who the person that's coming in is like. fully coherent and they are aware of you. So you need to know that that person still, their energy is protecting you from the other side, whatever you do. Okay. And that was like the first thing that, like, I could not speak without that person wanting to give the message. So the other message here is for you. I don't know if you deem this person your hero. Who was that? Can you tell me, Lady Racer? Was this your granddad? Was this um that card came up as hero, which I feel like in many ways this person is trying to say, like, in many ways, is your brother. Okay. In many ways that maybe that you are considered their hero or vice versa in many ways. But this is a very, very powerful card that came out. It's, yes, he's my hero. That's so sweet. Um, he's an amazing soul. And then he's telling me, I feel like what Spirit is telling me, and then he's talking about all the obstacles that you've had to face over time, Lady Racer. And this is like kind of like what you see here, the mountains. Like, your life hasn't been the perfect life. You've had a lot of ups and downs. There's been peaks and roads that you've traveled on. I know that sounds kind of cliche, but I see it and I feel it. And I feel like you've asked yourself, like, are things going to get better? So Spirit is basically saying here that just like this card, you know, notice that there is a water. Things are flowing for you now, and I feel like you're getting into a better time for yourself, energetically speaking. And the last card I got for you is containers. Um, and this card, oddly enough, has a lot of different meanings. Like, containers, when I see that, I feel like there's certain things in your life, maybe, or certain situations, certain people that have put you like in a box on how they see you, how they treat you, etc. And it's like you in some kind of way have put them in a box as well. Like, you have different feelings and different affections for certain people because of how they've treated you, etc. And so I feel like Spirit is just validating that you are 100% correct in how you are handling things, and all of your actions up until this point are the truth. You are the truth, and basically that's why you have put them in a container in some kind of ways, because they deserve to be in that container the way that they are. This is, of course, figuratively speaking. People that are listening to this or tuning in may not understand. They're going to be like, well, what do you mean, like, putting people in containers? I'm not talking about like literally putting someone in a container, but emotionally, how much they how they relate to you, what they tell you, etc. We can always put up walls and barriers. This, if you kind of look at this, it looks like a what's the name of it? Mosaic, like kind of like tiles, etc. Like a wall. It's like an energetic barrier, and so that's how I interpret that. So I hope this message helped for you, Lady Racer, and really, really thank you so much for validating and for listening to what I have to say from Spirit. Okay, thank you so much. And guys, if you want a reading with me after today's live, you can always book a private reading with me. I want to be very clear, because a lot of people are like, well, how does your email readings work? Basically, you pay for your email reading. Okay, you use the promo code Spell Squad for 33% off. After that, you need to email Raymond Guzman at hotmail.com with your photograph and 5 questions that you may have. If you don't have any questions, you're just open to what Spirit has to say, then you don't have to send me any questions. I don't need them to read for you. But just keep in mind that that's how the readings work. And basically, after you send me that, it takes 2 to 4 weeks for me to get to your email, depending on where you are in the order that the order was received. I work on your reading. I email it back to you. I give it back to you. You are allowed to ask up to 3 follow-up questions on your readings. There are some people that are readers that won't allow you to ask any follow-up questions. I do. I allow you to ask up to 3 follow-up questions. You may have like some clarifications you need, etc., from the reading. And then once you do that, you give me 5 up to 5 business days. Sometimes it may be a little bit longer. Just shoot me an email to remind me if I forgot or I got a little bit behind. But that's how it works, and it's very clear on my website. But for some reason, there's a lot of people that just don't want to read my website on what it says, and so they're like, they just can't. But God bless you too, Lady Racer, and thank you so much. Okay, the next person. There was a mother wolf. Was there like a mother wolf here? I saw like a mother wolf earlier. It was scrolling to, are you there, Mother Wolf? There was a mother wolf or some wolf. Wolf mother. There you go. I'm going to read her because I was really drawn to Mother Wolf or Wolf Mother. Sorry, I kept saying it the other way. How are you doing, Wolf Mother? See, when I'm drawn to people, I automatically look at their names and spirit draws me to that person. And if I don't read for you, it's not that I'm doing it on purpose or I'm trying to ignore you or like go over you. I'm drawn to where spirit draws me to. And that's how my readings work here, especially since there's so much energy in the room and there's just so many people. Wolf Mother, you are very intuitive. I don't know if you do Wiccan work or you are into magic or believe, but in a past life, they're telling me from the other side, you have different past lives. You've had a Native American past life and you have a Native American spirit guide that stands around you, but you also have been a witch in a previous past life in a connection to Salem. So if you haven't known that, spirit is wanting me to be very, very clear, which leads me to another thing. I may do a Salem Halloween kind of reading tomorrow. And then after that, then I'll probably start just going back to regular celebrity readings. Okay, so Wolf Mother, I'm pulling some cards. So you have a rich ancestry and bloodline and reincarnated. You're very much an old soul. I feel like you have a duality. Some people may find it kind of like a little darker with your energy at times because you may like a couple of things that are more mysticism, more mystical, just a little bit more different than what people would expect you to be. You're multidimensional, not one-dimensional. Okay, so I got for you here, the first card is manifestation. It's like the yin yang kind of symbol. I feel like for you, again, this explains it very much so. You're going through a cycle. I feel like you are manifesting the things that you need. The number 12 came up, so I'm going to reduce that to 3 digits. I mean, 1 digit, which would be number 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. So March is a very much an important month for you. I feel like it's a turning point. You're going to start seeing some pressures ease off of you financially and other areas of your life as well. The next card I got for you is summer. They're basically saying as well that maybe the summertime is going to be another important pivotal time for you where you go through another transformation and another cycle. So like pay attention to March and then like the months of July and August in particular. Those are going to be all powerful months where you grow because notice I has summer, but then it has the plants, the foliage there. I don't know if you call it foliage, but it's like plants. So it's like growing and blossoming and sprouting. That's how I interpret this card from Spirit. So there's a lot of growth for you, acceleration, movement forward. You are going to be very focused. That's the last card I drew for you. Very focused like this. It's like you're very connected to the elements, to earth, wind, water, and fire. Like when you got the water, the earth, so you go all the way up, the light. You basically are being very connected in some kind of way to the whole Mother Earth, to Gaia. You're very connected in many ways. I feel like for you, this symbolizes like you haven't even like gotten to the core of who you are, and I feel like you're still even evolving and finding out more about yourself. So hold on to those messages. They don't make sense right now, they will later, but that's what I see for you. I feel like it's a lot of growth for you emotionally and also on the spiritual level, but also dealing with like a lot of people in your life and how you handle those relationships. Specifically, your love life is being mentioned, and I won't go into that on here, but I know you have questions about that. So if you do want to get a private reading at some point, you can always book one, okay? And that's for Wolf Mother. Thank you so much, sweetheart, and many blessings to you. All right, let me see who else I am connected to. Okay, let me see here. Monica Rodriguez. Let me do Monica. So let me do her. Thank you, Charlene T. She says I had an email reading and it was great. I also do chat readings with, for those, the chat is done through Facebook, through my public Facebook page, but on a private chat room. And it's basically texting back and forth on the app itself through Facebook. And those have about a 5 to 8 week waiting period. It's really booked up with those. So, if you want that, when you purchase a psychic reading, just specify, and then once you make the payment, I will give you a date and time for those of you that are interested in maybe in a chat reading. And how the chat reading goes is like, you send me your photograph and you have 30 minutes. Those are 30 minutes. Email readings really don't have a specified time because, again, I just email you. But how they work, the chat readings, is that you have like 30 minutes, and that time, you send me your questions and your photo, and I just start listening to spirit channeling, and then I will tell you everything that I see. If you don't have any questions, I'll still tell you what I see, and then we go from there, back and forth, with your questions after you receive it. So that's kind of like how it works on a chat session. Okay, so who was I reading for? Oh, Monica. Okay. Okay, so for you, Monica, I'm being told to give you 4 cards for whatever reason Spirit knows. Okay, so the first card for you is your third eye chakra. Very much awakened, very much seeing. This is all a time about you, a time for you about opening up to your fullest potential, recognizing that you do have psychic abilities and that you can see things that maybe others can't. This is like in the falls and the clairvoyance, psychic abilities. You also are claircognizant, knowing things that you shouldn't know about people, places, and things. And I see that for you. I see here resistance, something that you are resisting, my dear, in your life, some change. This feels like it is around your love life. There are some concerns, some worries that I feel like Spirit has been pushing you or nudging you to make some changes in that area specifically, but for whatever reason you're holding back on for some reason. And again, issues with someone not being authentic, wearing a mask, authenticity, it's coming up. And this being like a cycle, because notice how they have like the little spirals going in a circle. For me, that like represents a cycle. Like this has been ongoing for quite some time. Maybe they claim that they change, etc., and then it just keeps on. It doesn't necessarily have to be in your love life, but somewhere in your family love life, there is that cycle or that situation going on. And you needing to be strong. I don't know if you've had moments where you've been doubting yourself, doubting the possibility that you'll get through whatever you're going to get, whatever's going on in your life that's causing you worries and concerns. But you will get through it, but you just need to be strong right now, okay? So that's a message from Monica Rodriguez. Let's see who else I have here. Hi, Clarinka. All right, so that didn't make sense to you. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Okay. I'm really cold, so like for me, I don't know who here. Okay, let me tell you about something. Someone here has someone that has passed on who would always talk about their tootsies. Okay, I don't use that word. I really don't like the word tootsies. But someone, Spirit was with me this morning, and I was gonna like write an article. I don't know who here can connect to it, but there was someone, I feel like it's a female figure, and she kept showing me her toes and always referring to them as her tootsies. And that was something I kept hearing this morning, and I just held on to it. Spirit just told me now to kind of ask. Maybe someone here can relate to that message. This would have been an elderly female who would have passed, and she would have wore like pink nail polish on her toes, on her toenails. And it's so funny because she kept talking, not Tootsie Rolls. She kept referring to her tootsies and her feet. I kept seeing little like feet. So I don't know who she is, but that message, whoever looks at this later maybe can relate to it. She is around and she is in a happy place. And she just kept telling me about tootsies and showing me feet. Teresa Marie, is that you? That's at your grandma? If it's for you and you feel like you can connect to that message, she is around, okay? And she's still the playful lady that she was, and it was like a very kind of funny, very sweet type of affection that she would have had for her family, and just and she took pride in her own self, like her feet, how she would, she always made sure her feet, her shoes were on point. So it was very funny how that's coming through. But I just kept seeing and hearing tootsies. So um, and I don't know if there was like also like a baby girl in the family that she was very much like that was born maybe after her passing, or someone that she held, but she kept referring to the word tootsies and showing me the feet, and basically it was a very fun message that I received, and nothing bad. I feel like she's saying that she's okay. She's definitely happy on the other side, and she's still obsessed with her tootsies. As funny as that. It's funny. It really is, because that's how it's coming out, and that's how I see things with my mediumship and the clairvoyance. They combine the two, and I'll see images that they show me, and they show me um, images, and I saw feet, and I saw the color pink, like a hot pink nail polish, and I don't know who. There is like a Beverly or a Bethany, some kind of connection to that person. I don't know if she knew this person, or there was a connection, Teresa Marie, to someone in your life with the B name, like Beverly. Bethany is like a B-E something. Hold on to it, okay? Because that is just coming in from spirit as I was kind of elaborating on that, okay? She had beautiful feet. She sounds like a sweetheart. Really, really does. So you're so welcome for that message. And that's how messages work. When I have spirit that comes and visits me, they will always, like leave me certain images or certain things. When I'm doing readings, I'll look at a photograph of them, and that's what comes in. So okay, Stargirl asks, how long do you think it takes for souls to reincarnate? I always wondered. I feel like there's this a very controversial question, because a lot of people have different thoughts or beliefs. For me, it's not immediately. It's for some. It all depends on the scenario, on how they live their life, how old the soul is. The younger the soul, I feel like it's going to take longer for them to reincarnate immediately. The older the soul, it should be easier, because they've been through it. They've been around the block several times, and so it's easier for them to reincarnate. It all depends. I don't feel like I can answer that question and give you a specific answer that's generic, because every situation is different. Like it could be 5 years after a person passed and they're like, boom. It could be instantly, like passing through an accident, a murder, and then they're just reincarnated like that, instantaneously. Well, after they go through their life review and all of that, but instantaneously on the other side would be maybe like in a year or two. It all depends. That's how I understand it from spirit. So I hope that you hold on to that. Okay. I wish I could answer that a little bit better, but like I said, it fluctuates from everybody. From every soul is different, and you're welcome for that. Okay, you're welcome, Teresa Marie. Okay, let's see who's next. Who's next? Melissa, well, what is it? Vitamin? My anniversary is tomorrow. Congratulations. Let me pull a couple of cards for you, Melissa. I don't know. I'm thinking tomorrow I may, just stay closer to home. It's going to be raining all tonight, and just enjoying watching spooky movies and eating some popcorn. I don't know if as a diabetic, but I'm so really supposed to. Like I've read that that's a good snack, as long as like it's not super buttery, fattening with oils and stuff. But I really enjoy it as a snack. As a diabetic, I enjoy popcorn. Texas Q Patriot, that's so sweet. Your grandma Edna called them Tootsies too. Tootsie Toes, yeah. That's so weird, because I never heard that. Like I had to. believe it or not, when I don't know something about like a word, what it means or the slang usage of it, I will look it up. I will use Google. So this morning I was like, "What are tootsies?" I thought they could be toes, but I never had refer. I've heard people refer to their feet as like my dogs are barking. You know, they refer to their feet as dogs. Slang again. This is all slang. And so I was like on Google, like looking up what does tootsies mean. And there's two meanings to that. Like somebody you can call like someone that's very young, like a young girl that they think is like an airhead or something. They can call her toots, you know, like what's up toots. And then the other meaning is tootsie, like for toes. Like it's so funny the slang that they come up with. Okay, Melissa, I'm just pulling some cards for you. And then after that, I'm going to switch to a different deck that I have here. Okay, for you, Melissa, I got the word desert. Something feels stagnated in your life. Something feels uncomfortable for you, Melissa. I don't know what it is. I know that you said about your anniversary coming up tomorrow. Something else in your life, whether it is in the family or it is your finances, but there is some worries and concerns here. Things are not like really the way that you wanted them to be. You're going to get a lot of clarity and validation, trusting your third eye, trusting your intuition. You're not wrong about it. And adversity. Right now, it seems like you are going through adversity, which kind of correlates with the other card, the desert. There's a lot of darkness in this card. Notice that, but there's a lot of light as well. And so, just like this card, I feel like you are going to be just fine, whatever you're going through, but it's going to take time. This is number 33, which is, I can't even talk, which is like an angelic number. But for you, my dear, I feel like if I add this, it's 6. So, like by June, within 6 months from now, you're going to see a big change in your life, a very positive change. Within 6 months, there's some transformations, some things that are going through. So, I hope that helps. Okay. So, just going through the comments here. Happy birthday, Terry5. There's a lot of people commenting, and I just can't see all of it. It scrolls so fast. Oh, Wiedemann. I'm sorry, Melissa. See, I told you I'm really bad about pronunciations, and then I focus on the gift, on doing the channeling or giving you the tea from spirit, and then I don't see the comments. I just saw it now. So it's Melissa Wiedemann. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry for butchering your name. It's not intentional, trust me. Okay. Shoot, they've called me Raymond Guzman. It's Guzman, but some people have called me Guzman. Okay, so these are the other cards. Oops. Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. So let's pull some cards from there. These are wider cards. You know, I don't like decks that are so wide. The cards, they're hard to handle. It's hard to shuffle. Ooh, these are weird cards. Like these are, the messages are like horizontal, not vertical. Okay, let me see here. Who else I'm gonna read? I don't know what you call my condition when I cannot read words. Like I'm not dyslexic, but I have pronunciation. Maybe I need to work with phonetics or with a speech pathologist. I have no idea. But there are like certain names like I just cannot pronunciate. Like words, typically, yes, I've been always good at pronouncing names. But like pronunciating certain like last names, I just butcher them up. And then there's both of them. Is anybody else like that? Then I'm like embarrassed because then people are like, that's not how you say my name. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. Let me see who I'm going to read. Okay, Janine Perry. I hope I said that right. Janine Perry. It's spelled Janean, which is, I've never seen it spelled that way, but I think it's Janine Perry. Let's read a card to you for Janine. Guys, when I read these cards, I'm not reading them like most people would, like just the messages. I'm giving you also my intuitive. I'm using my psychic abilities and my clairvoyance and claircognizance and clairsentience, combining all those with my mediumship gifts if spirit comes through as a spirit, like a past loved one. So I hope you know that. I don't put, like, when I do private readings, I don't use cards at all. I rely on my gift. But for here, since there's so many energies, that's the reason I'm using this. Okay. So let me get Janine. For you, I got the relics of Lemuria, fragments, memory reclaiming. Like maybe you feel like in some kind of way that you're not always connected to humanity or the race, or you feel like you've come from another area. Lemuria is another star planet, a star being. So I feel like in many ways you are a star seed. You are from another planet. You have connections to another planet. Okay, Janine. And so maybe this is why you felt kind of like maybe different from your own family, etc. That makes a lot of sense for us star seeds. You also got here the dolphin collar, pure, joyful friendships, loving help. I feel like you're going to be entering more peaceful waters over the next, because Spirit is like sitting here like, girl, she has been going through the gigs. Like you've been going through a difficult time in some kind of way in your life. And so I feel like for you, you're going to be, in a more peaceful state. And kind of more connected to yourself. And so you ever know about that saying? I don't know if y'all have heard about it, about troubled waters, like troubled waters. Many people, older folks in the day, they would talk about, I don't know if this is like a reference in the church, but I keep hearing over and over troubled waters, like people that would have difficulties in life, and they overcome that. And that's kind of like what I see for you, Janine. You surviving and overcoming all these obstacles. Basically, peace is going to be restored in your life in some kind of way. So I hope that message helps if you are looking at this. Okay. These are beautiful cards. They're just unique because they're like horizontally. God, my hands are so cold. That means like spirit is around. Like I'm really cold. And I rarely get like that. Okay, Mila Sapphire. Let's do Mila. I love the little emoticons you put. So cute. Guys, if you ever want to give me a bouquet of roses or something, just kidding. I love roses. I love red roses, but I love yellow ones too. Okay. Have any secret admirers out there? Okay, Mila Sapphire. Let's see here. Isn't it a gospel song? Yeah, Mr. Shoddy Rhett. Troubled Waters. I've heard of that before. You're welcome, Janine. Okay. All right. For you, Mila, I got here. Oh, well, this one's not horizontal. It's the hidden worlds. Changing consciousness, awareness, extrasensory perception. I feel like for you, these are fairies, my dear. You've always been a magical child, a magical woman growing up. For you, like this is about reconnecting to that part of yourself, trusting your gift, trusting who you are, Mila. You're very unique. I keep seeing artwork. I see the mystical around you. I see your creative side for you. So anything that you do career path wise, it would fall more into that category, into like, you using your creative talents in any kind of job that you do, etc. Anything that where you feel kind of like it's just mundane and it's just like in an office or etc. It would be deviating away from your true self. And you wouldn't be happy there. So that's what I'm kind of seeing for you. The next card I got here for you is insight, magical tools, writing, star crafting, someone who has a very prophetic ability, Mila. So for you, I feel like you are definitely going to, you have a gift, you have this gift like me. You're very much like a star seed, someone that can see things, and I feel like you are going to be doing this work in some, if you don't do it right now, Mila, you are going to be doing it in some kind of way, form, or fashion, helping other people using your intuitive abilities. It's a very powerful card. Okay. And then the last one that I got for you here is open like the lotus, flowering spirit, revelation, maturity. Someone around you, I feel like people, maybe your family, someone has you kind of stifled in some kind of way, or maybe you don't feel like you are opening up or you can be your true authentic self, and shine. Like maybe you have some fear, like being in the closet of, the psychic closet, of not being able to come out and say, hey, I have these gifts and I've always had them, without people looking at you crazy. But whatever the situation is, there is growth here for you. A lot of magical potential. Like, look at these cards. Like, can you see them? Like, all of it was mystical, all magical. So it's very interesting, but at the same time, I feel like that's who you are, Mila. So that was for Mila. I hope these messages make sense for you. And if not, hold on to it in some kind of way, because I feel like this is who you are. And you said, thank you. This actually makes so much sense. It defines, you confirm what I've been thinking and wondering. Correct. I feel like for you, there's this mysticism, there's this draw, like a connection. Like, I don't know what it is, but you are like, I don't want to use that comparison, but you are like a Nostradamus in some kind of way. Like, I feel like you have that ability. You haven't tapped into it fully, but you have abilities to make future predictions, see things, and it may scare you at first, but embrace it. Don't shy away from it. Like, this is part of you, of who you are. Okay. So don't, I think that's what's holding you. You said, yes, it scares me sometimes. That's what's holding you back. It's the fear, which is why I feel like you don't like being out in the spotlight. You don't want people really to know you, because then you fear like judgment. But sometimes the greatest words, like Joan of Arc, myself, I'm just kidding, Joan of Arc, and like all these figures, they have fought and they have been out there and faced like adversity. Basically, it comes with the territory, and but it makes you stronger. So hold on to that, okay? Don't be scared to be who you are, because someone's going to always have an opinion about you, on how you look, what color your hair is, etc., your piercings, tattoos, and it's like, you'll never satisfy someone. You could be dressed up as a nun, trust me, with a turtleneck, and people will still criticize you. You could be with a turban, you could be dressed like a priest, and people will still criticize you. Like, there's no way of satisfying people. That's what I've learned. And that's me too. That's why I came on here with my Day of the Dead's, Dia de los Muertos skull, sugar skull look today. Because I could care less. I'm sure there's a lot of people, a lot of my trolls, haters out there that are stalking me and obsessing over me, and they wish they could be me, and they wish they could look like me. And they're like, oh, he looks so ugly with that face paint. And I'm like, really? I'm unbothered. So anyways, thank you, Miss D. She says you're a breath of fresh air. Thanks. I really, really appreciate it. I love being here, being able to chat with you, to dedicate at least a couple of minutes, or hours, here on my YouTube. I don't do it too much on Instagram. While I love Instagram, I'm just so over Instagram. Like, I feel like there's just so much limitations. You can't post certain things without Instagram kind of removing your content, or, I don't know. I just love YouTube. I'll forever be a YouTube lover. I don't like Instagram as much like I used to. It's good, but to me, it's like, it's just, I don't know. It's become very redundant, like Madonna would say. It's so redundant. I think that's the word she's used before. No shade. I don't want to say how she used that word or against who she said that word, but any Madonna fans on here would probably know. Like, so much like Instagram is becoming Facebook in so many ways. Like, I know that Facebook bought them out or whatever. they're becoming that, and YouTube isn't. And I'm so thankful, and I hope that YouTube never decides to merge with Facebook or whatever. Oh, God forbid. Talking about that, I need to do a reading on what is it, Mark Zuckerberg or whatever his name is, the guy that's over Facebook, the creator of Facebook, the CEO. Oh my God, I got some tea for y'all. Like, I've seen changes in that man, and I will be doing a reading on him, so I'm not going to talk about it here. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a reading on him. All right, this is going to be my last one, and then I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Let me see here. Let me see. Who am I going to read? Who's going to be the last one? All right, Kelly. Kelly said me. So, okay. Kelly, I got for you the pathway, direction, purpose, and change. Okay, hold on to that. You're going through some changes. There's a bridge here. Notice you haven't crossed that bridge. I feel like you still have to, keep going. Like, there is some type of fear as well, like with you. I don't know what it is that you're holding on to, Kelly. But then the next card I got here for you is healing the earth, love, humility, and respect. A very nurturing card. One with spirit, kind of nurturing your soul, nurturing who you are, Kelly. Definitely feels like this is a very positive card for you. A lot of growth, recognizing that those that have passed on are with you still, my dear. And you got angels around you, archangels. Archangel Michael is definitely around you. That's for Kelly. And then the last card I got here for you is the Mother Awakens, compassion, nurture, guidance. This is who you are. I feel like you're very nurturing. I don't know if you're working on, you're looking at your family or children, having children, etc., Kelly, but there's some focus on like being a mother to other people, not necessarily your own children, but like maybe to other people, and treating maybe your friends almost like if you were that mother figure, and that's how they may see you, more as a mother than anyone else. So I hope that this makes some kind of sense to you. Hold on to that message. I also wanted to address something because I saw a comment, and a lot of people have been making this before I wrap it up, with my weekly horoscopes and monthly horoscopes. There was someone that made a comment the other day about like when I get to Aquarius and Pisces, that the messages, they were kind of trying to say like I kind of get to that end of the zodiac horoscopes whenever I do them, and for some reason or another, they were implying on the comment here that I don't do as long of the horoscope when I get to Pisces and Aquarius, and that's not true. I give my utmost respect to Pisces and Aquarius when I do the horoscope readings. I feel like some people come for me in the comments on my horoscopes rather than coming from a place of love and appreciating the horoscope that I do. They're being inauthentic and unappreciative of what I do, because I don't have to do them, but I still do them with love. And I feel like they may not like the messages that week, but that's the whole thing about my horoscopes. They are general. They're not going to necessarily apply to every single person of that zodiac sign, because we're all living a different life, a different lifestyle, etc. So if you haven't checked out your horoscope for this week, check it out on my channel. I just published it maybe about 2 days ago. And then also check out your monthly horoscopes for November, because I have the November 2019 horoscopes out. So you haven't had to take a look yet, go ahead and take a look. All right. But I love you all so, so much. I wish you all a wonderful and safe Samhain or Halloween. Have a happy Halloween. Enjoy it to the potential, to the fullest, and stay safe. Don't drink and drive. Okay. Love you so, so much. Blessings and love and light. And don't forget, if you want to book a private psychic reading with me right now, you have until tomorrow. Tomorrow it ends. My sale ends. 33% off. Use Spell Squad. SPELSQUAD. It's 33% off anything in my shop except for emergency readings. That code doesn't apply to emergency readings. But for everything else, you can get 33% off. Book your readings. All right, guys. Love you so, so much. Take care.